Live. My name is Joe Johnston, and I will be your host for the first part of the show this evening. Rosalie Bocelli is going to do the second part, and she's going to interview Jim Gillespie, motorcycle missionary. I'm going to have the pleasure of interviewing Reggie Edwards. Reggie, welcome to Monday Night Alive.
Thank you so very much, Joe, for the invitation.
Reggie is director of The Encouraging Place.
Yes.
And tell us what that is, Reggie.
The Encouraging Place is actually an outreach to women here, there, and everywhere, all over the city. It started around 1998 when I was at Building Together Ministries. Mm-hmm. And it was actually the women's outreach. And it started by my simply knowing we needed to do something for women because all our programs were directed at children. Mm-hmm. And one day I saw some parents walking their children down the street, bringing them to day camp. And I thought, wow, I need to say something. And so I said something to one of the parents, and we started getting together, and that was 15 years ago.
15 years ago. And
yes.
That's developed pretty well then.
It has. It has come along nicely. And it's like a citywide women's fellowship,
wow,
actually.
Okay.
You know, and we're, like I had said to you earlier, we're in 21 locations across the city
wow.
now,
mm-hmm.
and one in Wake Forest. And they all work the same way. We come together, have dinner, and then we have a speaker. We have different topics every week, and it's just really exciting. And women meet, we meet new friends, have fun. It's a great thing.
Oh, that's great. Great.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Okay. And during the summer, what especially do you do during the summer?
Well, that is, the summer camp actually runs for 7 weeks. So we started the last week of June mm-hmm. and go until the second week of August.
Right.
And on that third Monday, we have a big gala and invite all the camps together.
Oh, wow.
And that's the really special time because, everybody thinks their camp is it.
Okay.
Until they see everybody.
Everybody.
And then you realize, it's all these many people mm-hmm. have been coming. So it's a wonderful thing.
And how many people have you had, for instance, over the course of summer?
Well, last year we had 700.
Wow, 700.
Right. So this year we're just we're all over the place. So we're expecting the numbers to probably be around that same amount. We're in the Raleigh Correctional Center for Women, and that's so exciting.
Oh, great.
This will be our second year ever being in there, and that was wonderful. I was so delighted to get in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what are the topics that you cover typically?
Okay, if you'll allow me, because we come up with the topics for that. So one of the topics is why do good things happen to bad people?
Oh, wow. That's a question.
That's the question. People always ask that, right?
Sure, yeah.
And one is you're right, I am an enabler.
Oh, okay.
It's just things women think about or things women go through. One is here's to your health. We talk about health issues and confessing other people's faults.
Oh.
Like, well, what about yours? Okay. So we're just little catchy topics like that.
Sure,
and people will usually come and say, what is that going to be about? Mm-hmm. So that makes everybody say, well, let me just go and see. So it's a wonderful thing. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned building together. Now, what's the sort of the center of your operation?
Well, my office is located in the same building where we started all those years ago.
And
it's so wonderful.
That's at North Blunt?
1116 North Blunt, which is the Hope Charter School location.
Hope Charter
Actually,
School.
We're downstairs.
Right.
So we really have it's a wonderful community situation there now, Joe, because Raleigh Mennonite Church is there, Community Success is there, we're there, the school is there. It's just a wonderful thing that we can all be there together. And everybody's kind of doing the same things and can help each other. So
exactly,
it's really wonderful being there.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, I love being in that location.
So do you get help from a lot of the other churches too, the different churches around that support your work?
There is no way I could do what I do without the help of volunteers all over the place.
Right.
There is just no way I could do it. I mean, a lot of churches come alongside. And a lot of people want to do something in the summer, but it's like, what do we do? So we say, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can show you something you can do. So we have churches who provide meals. One church provides meals and child care. Because that's important for a lot of moms. You just can't get out if you don't have child care.
Exactly.
So one church provides that. Some churches come alongside and actually, like I have a pastor of a church who is a camp leader.
Great.
So she's heading up her own camp at her church. So, it's a lot of volunteers working together. And I think that's what makes this so sweet, because it's not like just white women or just black women or those people. It's us doing this
Great.
together
Okay.
with each other and for each other.
Well,
And I think that's what is the glue
Uh-huh.
that makes this so successful.
So everybody's supporting everybody else
That's it.
rather than
Mhm.
one person is,
Oh,
or
no.
one group is sort of the giver and the other is simply the receiver.
Time out for Lone Rangers, right? We just have to do this together to make it a real success.
Okay, great, right.
I love it.
Okay. And how you mentioned building together. Did you want to talk a little bit how that started
Well,
and
you
how
know,
you got involved with
Building
that?
Together was started by Helen and Freddie Johnston, and I came along probably the second, maybe the third year they got started. And I came along because I was looking for a place. I wanted to see God doing work in the community. And I knew he was big enough to do it beyond a place with a steeple. Like, surely God, you're doing
Sure,
stuff besides
right, yeah.
just the churches. So I was looking for a place to serve, and they were doing that, and they had just started. So I came alongside to first head up the Friends mentoring program. That was when I first came alongside. And then, you know, as you go, you know, you begin to develop different hats. So I headed up the Friends mentoring program to relieve Stan Weed, because he was doing it.
Sure.
Then I took on the Racial Reconciliation Supper Club, which we dreamed up, because we had begun to have those racial reconciliation conferences there. But, you know, after you have a conference, people would come along and say, we hear what you're saying, but how do you do it?
Right.
It's like, oh, we don't know, but I think we're going to just make this up. So that's how we started the book study, because you started with us in the book study.
Sure.
And then eventually we began to do with Christian community development as well as this women's outreach.
Great.
And when this baby landed in my lap, I just couldn't take on anything else. So that's what I've been doing all these years.
That's great. And there, of course, are other people. You mentioned community success initiative,
Yes,
right?
community success initiative is in the office is in that same office area with Dennis Gaddy, and we just a new Montessori type preschool has moved into our area.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, Raleigh Mennonite Church is there. So we have a really good partnership.
That's great.
Today was the first day that we met to meet all of the new people and you know, to see who's who. So it was really sweet.
Yeah. And it's really interesting that building, which is now Hope Charter School, was originally a school, Barbie School. It was
the old
originally
Barbie
called,
School, that's right.
And it was originally for the mill that was right across
people who lived over in
the
that
street.
area.
Right. Originally, that area was the mill, and then the mill village that was attached with it. So it was. It started out serving working class people.
Exactly.
And has come around to do it, to still be doing that.
You remember, I mean, we remember when it was just a field in front of the building.
Right.
And Halifax Court was up the street, and we had no idea it would ever bloom into what it is now.
Yeah,
I mean, we just didn't have a clue as to, well, what is it going to be? And now people think it's just, oh, this is a wonderful place. It's like, oh, it just became this way.
Right. Yeah.
The last several years, but it's a lovely place now.
Yeah.
You know.
And of course, Building Together was started. It sort of in the neighborhood of Halifax Court, which was a very
that was the mission field.
It was a mission field.
That's we were there. You know, Helen and Freddie did a great job of walking around and just becoming neighbor. You know, and for everybody to get to know them for that year.
Sure.
And because Building Together operated on that felt needs concept, then they did the right thing by asking the community, what do you want? What do you want us to do? How can we help you?
Right.
And thus the Friends Big Brother Big Sister program was the first program that started, and it just grew from there. You know, I mean, we saw some wonderful things come up out of that ministry.
And then, of course, the Hope School was started.
Hope School. You remember the school started with just one teacher, 2 students.
Wow.
That's how it started. One of the ladies well, 2 of the people on our staff were teachers. So it started with 1 teacher, 2 students in a classroom.
So what are some of the other messages that you do try to get across?
Well,
some of the other themes.
What the program itself is always, the topics are always around self-esteem building, health, male-female relationships, getting along with one another, being supportive to one another, and reaching your dreams, getting to the next level. That's
Wow.
we always need that.
Sure.
And women are givers and nurturers, and we just do and do and do. So it's like, well, kids go to camp, why can't we?
Okay, so you had
this is the time out for moms and
women's camp,
working
right.
women and senior citizens, and because everybody attends our camp.
Wow.
Young women. We even have 3 teen camps exclusively for
wow.
teens.
Okay.
Then we have 1 for senior citizens. Of course, we're in the Raleigh Correctional Center. We're at the Helen Wright Center. We're at the Women's Center downtown. So we're trying to reach into women everywhere. So it won't be those people, that's us together.
Right.
So my whole thing is, where else can we go? Where else is there a group of people that I could be, that we can get with, to do this, And so that's how we ended up in so many places across the city.
Wow. And you're even further north, up in Wake Forest?
Up in Wake Forest,
Okay.
Some churches have begun to partner with us, because it's like, why dream up a summer program when here's something you can take advantage of?
Right, that's great.
And the beautiful thing I like about the summer camp, well, the whole Encouraging Place, which is what the name of the ministry is that there is something for everybody. There are women with a message inside of them that they just don't get a chance to minister.
Right, sure.
So they're excellent speakers for the different camps. Then there are women who are looking for something to do, a place that you can hear a positive word, where women are enjoying being together. So you bring women together that way. And then there are leaders. I've been privileged to train up leaders, and it's so exciting to see how they've just gone on. They're just doing really well. So really, when I go to camp now, they don't need me, because they have their camp leaders.
Yeah, right. Now, how many do you have going at one time? For instance, tonight?
Tonight we have 2. Tonight, on Monday night there are 2, but then on Tuesday night there's maybe 4 or 5. So between Tuesday and Thursday is the heaviest.
Wow.
The rotation of camp. So Sundays I can run to one and then run to another.
Well, I bet.
But it's hard to do it.
You can't do 7.
You can't. And then it's 4 on Saturdays.
Right.
So just kind of, then we said 1 down in Willow Springs. So I'm trying to run over there.
Wow.
I'm gonna run over here for an hour and a half.
You're at all ends of the county.
It's all over the place. But that's the beauty of having good leaders who know what they're doing. So if they don't ever see me, they can go right ahead and do it. So they don't need me to do it.
It takes both. It takes the good leaders and it takes somebody that
I have the best leaders in town. I tell them that.
I think we all know that it takes
so
both, right?
It takes all of that.
Good organization and motivation, people to motivate. And,
yes.
Now, I've heard you before, and I know you're a great motivator, Reggie. So,
I love it. I love what I do.
A lot of other people from our church have said the same thing, that they really enjoy.
I don't know what I'd do without the Raleigh Mennonite Church, because you all have helped me tremendously. Because you all did the meal for us last week at Neighbor to Neighbor.
Yes.
So
that was great.
Come alongside.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that tonight I went down to the building where we're all together and dropped something off, and there was a meeting going on there.
Big.
One of your meetings.
A big one. It's a big. Yeah, it's a big.
I was hoping you wouldn't be there, because I was expecting you here. So.
No, I didn't even go, because I knew if I'd have gotten in there, it's like, okay, how am I going to get out to get a parking space?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
so I thought, don't even go down there. So I went to the one at the Salvation Army tonight.
Oh, okay, that was great.
And the topic tonight was, oh yes, I am an enabler, and it's like, that's right.
So the theme of neighbor is a pretty big one in your work, and even that started with, of course, Building Together. The Neighbor Center was called, but it's a big theme in your work.
It's working together, neighboring, and that's
certainly a big theme in the gospel.
Yes, indeed. It's women helping women. I mean, us looking out for each other. I mean, I'm not my sister's keeper. I'm my sister's sister.
Okay.
I know what she goes through. She knows what I go through. Every moms need a break away from kids. Kids need a break from parents, right?
Sure.
I mean, single moms need a place that they can go. Senior citizens need a place where they can be. I'm so glad that we're in the Raleigh Correctional Center, because that's every woman that's in there. You know what I'm saying? That's a little of every woman that's there. They're just as excited to get these messages as the other ones are. So I'm just. I am grateful to God that He gave us the opportunity to go in all these places.
Well, that's great.
It's a joy divine. And even when summer camp is over, because the last one will be the the last one is the second week of August.
Mhm.
We continue it by doing monthly women's support groups. So
Okay.
it doesn't stop with summer.
Sure.
Then this year we're hoping to do, well, we're going to do a Jobs for Life class.
Uh-huh.
And in December we're going to bring back the Pride for Parents Christmas store.
Oh, great. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so you know I'm going to
Well,
need, we're going to
why
need
don't you tell
everybody
people
help us
what the
do
Pride
that.
for Parents
The
is?
Pride for Parents Christmas store is a program that was started at FCS Ministries in Atlanta when Helen and Freddie trained.
Okay.
Wherein people, ministries, churches, individuals donate new toys, and we fill the store up with new toys, and parents who need the help can come in and buy their toys for their kids at half price. And it's just a wonderful, it's Christmas every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to do it for the month of December.
Oh, great.
But it's so exciting because the kids, because sometimes parents will come in to buy the toys, and the little kids will be with them. They say, "Can you keep him right here while I go over here and shop?"
Sure, yeah.
And the little kids looking like, "Are those toys?" I'm like, "No, look over here, look over here." But it's the most exciting
Right.
thing. And so Community Success, Fathers Forever, and the Encouraging Place are trying to be the
Wow.
co-sponsors
Oh, great. Okay,
of
great.
the
Yeah.
Pride for Parents Christmas
Pride for
store.
And tell them why it's called Pride for Parents.
It's called Pride for Parents because parents are actually purchasing toys themselves. It's enough. I mean, it's not the same as if I drove up to your house
Uh-huh.
with your little children at the door watching me bring in toys, and then on Christmas you wake up and say, "Look what I bought you." No, look what Santa bought you. And it's like, no, those people brought those toys.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
So what we do is restore the dignity to let parents buy their
Right.
own toys,
So-
and that's why we try to do it at a discounted rate,
Right,
so parents
sure.
can buy their own stuff
Right,
for
sure.
their kids.
Right.
And that's why we have the little wrapping station where they can wrap the gifts up.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we're trying to do. You know, people need just a help up, a hand up, and not a handout. Just help me
Right,
get to where I
right.
need to be, and I
Sure.
can go in and do it myself.
Sure, right,
And so that's
right,
what we
right,
that's what we
right.
attempt
Okay.
to do. You
Okay.
know. So that's we have a lot of stuff
So,
coming up, Joe.
Instead of being enabling things that we don't want to do, we enable things that people
Really
are better
People-
off doing.
Yes,
right?
indeed. Yes, it's so much better when you do it. You know, when I look at even people who are leaders in our camp, women who came to camp for the first time, and they thought, I needed this today,
Mhm.
and then to see them next year able to lead one.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
that's great.
Or one lady, I left a note in her door when she lived in Walnut Terrace
Uh-huh.
about come to a summer camp there. And she
Right,
thought,
right.
let me just go and see what this is about.
Okay.
And she was a single mom, 3 kids, and she eventually was able to move out of Walnut Terrace. And now she teaches the home buyers class
wow.
with
Oh,
Al.
yeah,
Isn't
with
that
Al, yeah,
exciting?
sure,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, it's creating opportunities. It's like,
Sure.
just help me get to the next level,
Yeah.
and I'll do it myself.
Right.
And so
sure.
that's what we do. So that's
great.
just, I just love it. I just love
So
seeing
the different
it happen.
ministries that are somewhat
Mhm,
co-located, even though
That's
they're controlled separately,
mhm.
are still working together.
We're working
And-
together.
And not just
Right.
there, but with other churches and faith communities around.
And across the city, yes,
Right,
it
yeah.
is. And that's what's so special about being there at what was building together.
Right, yeah.
Because in the meeting today, I thought, we're still building together.
still
You know,
building
because it's
together.
all the same people are at the table,
Sure.
serving some of the same people.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, we're still building together. And I am grateful to God for that.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, for sure. Hmm.
And have you gotten any like cooperation from the other neighbors around in that area besides the churches, or like I was thinking of it's now William Peace University or Hope Charter School, or not Hope Charter, but Raleigh Charter School.
I think last year and the year before that, students from the college and the school as well did a lot of volunteering with Hope School.
With Hope School.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I think I went and spoke at Peace once for
Uh-huh.
some. So we've had a lot of interns. It's a wonderful thing going on downtown.
Oh, great.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
people working together and needs being met. You know,
Right,
we,
sure, yeah.
we're in a good place, and we thrive on volunteers. So
Oh, that's great.
definitely.
Yeah. And of course, there's a lot more things happening in Raleigh itself, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, a lot of every couple of weeks there's typally a festival or something like that.
something going on out there,
And
isn't it?
It's great to see so much activity.
Yeah, it is.
in the
it is.
downtown area, which then
Mhm.
of course makes the other areas of the city, you know, strong too. You need a good heart,
That's
obviously,
it.
for
That's it.
for
That's
that.
it. And it's a lot of love down there.
Right.
It's
yeah.
a lot of love
Yeah.
down there, indeed. So I'm just excited about what God's doing.
Well, that's great.
I
Okay,
am
great.
indeed.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see, any other theme that you wanted to
Well,
emphasize today?
this is it. Because the camp runs right on up until the second week of August, we're inviting ladies from everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Still come and be a part of what we're doing.
Right.
You know, because it's still exciting. We still have so many days left to
Right.
go. So I would love to just invite ladies to come and be a part of the summer camp for women. You won't be the same. You need to have the summer camp experience. And
Are there still openings?
Yeah, because you don't have to pre-register. You can
Okay,
just come.
just come.
You know, we
Okay.
do good guesses at how many will come and how many meals we'll have.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, it's still open. And you know, one day we'd love to see a summer camp for men, but we'll let you guys work
Okay,
on that.
well, okay, well, good. Yeah.
But I did in one summer camp setting though at a church. I saw that while the ladies are meeting and having their summer camp, the men are too.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I thought that's a wonderful
Okay.
example right there. So everybody comes to camp the same night. The kids go one place, the
okay.
women go one
Oh,
place, the
wow.
men go,
Sure.
and men have their time. So I wish we could do more of that.
Okay.
Hint,
wow.
hint, hint. I wish we could do more of that. I mean, because that's a perfect family night.
Well, I'll
You know
talk
what
to
I'm saying?
Dennis and
Yeah,
I'll talk to Dwayne
yeah.
and a few of the
That
other
would be
guys.
wonderful. That would be wonderful. But yeah, we're at it. We're trying our best to do our part
Sure.
to impact the city. You know, and even in the kids camp, it's real exciting
Uh-huh.
because those kids come out of there and they learn a new Bible verse every week, or they can tell you about what they did.
Well, that's
and
great.
never have I had kids cry to come upstairs to be with their mothers.
Oh.
What we do is have kids cry because they have to leave. You know what I'm saying? Because I said,
Well, that's a good sign.
Because I
if
see the kids and I'm like,
aren't
well,
worried
where's your
about-
mother? It's like, we're not trying to go upstairs with our mother. So the kids love it.
Well,
they really do.
That's great.
Mhm.
What activities do you have the children do?
Well, the children, you know, they have Bible study time. They have, because we kind of use that Vacation Bible School curriculum.
Uh-huh.
So we have a variety of things that they do, including running outside and having a little playtime outside.
mhm.
You know, they have snacks. They do memory verse. They do whatever the lesson is for that week. Because, you know, you can take that Vacation Bible School curriculum and stretch it all the way out
Okay,
for
sure,
7 weeks.
sure.
So it's just a variety of things, and they love it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the churches, several churches have come alongside to provide the children's program, and teens, you know, teenagers need to do their volunteer stuff. A lot of them are there helping too. So
Wow.
it's wonderful. It's happening.
Okay,
It's
great.
a wonderful thing that we're doing here in Raleigh. Thanks
Wow.
be to God.
Have you had any information or questions or asked for consultation in other parts of the country or other places?
Well, you know, did you know there is a group from Safety Harbor Church that would come to Raleigh once a year to do a Vacation Bible School for different ministries.
Wow.
They used to do it at Building Together, and now they do it at Neighbor to Neighbor. Well, they came last week, and
where are they?
They're from Safety Harbor, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Florida.
Wow.
But they had been coming a couple of years and noticed that we were doing a summer camp. So year before last, they invited us down to say, show us how you do that camp. You know, tell us about it. So I told them, they said, okay, show us what it is. So the next day we had to come up with a mock camp. So now they hold camp every other month.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they're doing it there in Florida, and so we're planning to go in another month or so to just kind of see where they are, because they've been having it every other month, and even the area where they were, they become too big for that area. They're doing it exactly the way we do summer camp here in Raleigh. So yeah, that was really exciting.
Right.
And I do get calls. Somebody from Philadelphia said, "Can you come and show me how to do it?" Somebody that's from over here. But
Oh, my gosh,
I'm
wow.
thinking. I mean, I've got to do it.
Sure.
Because it's a wonderful concept.
Yeah.
And it's something that needs to be done all over the place. So we do intend to, go in some other places and
Right.
get it started there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also thinking another ministry that came out of that building is the Jobs Partnership.
Yes,
Now
yes.
it's Jobs for
Life.
Jobs for
yeah,
Life.
and last year was the first time we did a Jobs for Life class for the ladies that were at the homeless shelter.
Oh, wow.
That was really exciting
that's
too.
great.
That
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
So we plan to do that.
You want to
again
tell
this year.
people a little bit about Jobs Partnership?
Jobs Partnership is a jobs training class for people who are unemployed or underemployed, and it teaches biblical principles as well as practical job readiness kind of skills. And it runs for like 6 weeks. Have dinner. It's a wonderful, wonderful training
Wow,
experience. It is.
And it's one-on-one as well as classes,
as well.
correct? Usually
And
they're-
we have it in the daytime, and usually most of them are in the evenings. So we do it in the daytime, and that was just really exciting. You know, seeing people transform and really learning basic principles that you know how you just assume everybody knows that.
Right,
It's
right.
like, no, we didn't know that,
Right.
and we didn't know they were Christian principles
Right, right.
associated with work.
With
Work is
right,
not a
right,
curse.
right, sure.
Work is a
Some
blessing.
Some people tend to separate their lives,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm a church person, but it doesn't really affect my other 6 days.
No, God's
and I think
everywhere.
what you're trying to do is say,
Yeah.
yes, it does.
Yes, and He wants you to be in the marketplace as well. You
Right,
know,
right,
so
right,
we
right.
have to, we have to do a thorough
Sure,
job.
sure,
You
yeah.
know, of including Him in everything. We
Oh,
do.
that's right. Okay, well, that's great.
That's it. That's the
Okay.
truth. So
Okay,
I'm glad about what we're doing.
well, that's great.
Well, thank you.
Now, as you look forward, is there anything else that you're thinking about adding? When you talked about expansion, maybe going to visit some other places and starting the ministry there?
Well, while I do want to expand, the other major project that I want to do is a leadership development program for women.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen a leadership development institute for everyday people. You know, it's for people who you pay a lot of money to go somewhere and do a weekend thing, but I want to see a leadership development program for women. So that's my next major task that I've been having on the back burner for a while.
Okay. In other words, not just the programs that you directly are...
Anybody. Leadership
Right,
development.
that you can sort of spread out.
Yeah, and you don't just know how to do that.
Right, yeah.
You be taught, okay?
Great.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it.
Okay. Well, Reggie, it's been great having you
It's
here
been a
tonight.
pleasure.
And remembering some of the things that have gone on in
Yes.
that building that we've been part of, both of us, and also that your ideas for the future and what's going on.
I'm so excited.
And we're going to put up there Reggie's phone number and website as well, and email address. So you can contact Reggie,
Call
or
me
just look
tomorrow.
up The Encouraging Place. I presume it's under T in the phone book?
Yeah, I think it is. It
Well,
is.
anyway,
TP, The Encouraging
if
Place.
anybody look,
.org.
If anybody, yeah,
We'll
if
find
anybody, it's The Encouraging Place.
TheEncouragingPlace.org.
Is the thing.
Where there's something for everyone.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to a quick public service announcement, and then Rosalie is going to interview Jim Gillespie.